I just thoroughly enjoy holiday crafts. There's something about being able to make a handmade home, especially around any holiday. And I thought it would be fun to create some shamrock four-leaf clovers for coasters. So when you're drinking your coffee, you can have it with a little bit of cheer, especially having some guests over. I know I worry a bit here in Florida about the wood tables, my wood side tables, and getting those rings or water spots. So not only does it prevent that, but it also is amazing for friends, as you know, you're like that impressive hostess with the awesome coasters. And the beautiful thing about these is they are made with 100% cotton in a medium 4 weight. So any 4 weight 100% cotton will work great for this, and you can throw them into the wash, which is absolutely brilliant because we all have accidents and cause stains. So let's get started, and I want to show you just how we make this. This is a beautiful furls hook. I'll be sure to link that in my blog post. But we will start out with a magic circle. If you've never done one, I have a post for it on my blog. It's definitely a technique worth knowing and putting into your repertoire of education. To do this, we'll start with the magic circle and we will chain 3. This chain 3 will count as our first double crochet. And now we will be working the rest of our stitches for round 1 into our magic circle. So we will go ahead and double crochet 1. And then we will chain 3. Then we will double crochet 3. And all of this is taking place inside of this magic circle. And then we're going to repeat that chain 3 and double crochet 3 and then we're also going to repeat it again. We will be repeating that step 3 times. Chain 3, double crochet 3. All inside of the magic circle. And now that we have that, we want to go ahead and do a double chain 3 and then a double crochet 1. This brings us back to our beginning point, and you'll see how it all ties in here. Now that I've got those part of the instructions done, the next step is to join. So to do that, now I will pull this tail end to close that magic circle. I don't really like to pull it very tight at the beginning because I like to have lots of space to work into. But now that we are going to join, I'm going ahead and pull that magic circle, magic ring, and we see that we've got some points here, and we will slip stitch to the top of our chain 3. That way we're joining and we're counting that stitch, and now we see that complete first round. Looks really nice. Now you can go ahead and wait till the end to weave in your tail. I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly before round 2 to get that out of the way. All right, for round 2, we are going to once again start this round by chaining 3, and yes, that will count as our beginning double crochet stitch. I just want to note right here, with this pattern I will be using the chain 3, but there is a little bit of a cleaner alternative called a stacked single crochet. I'll have a tutorial on my blog for that. It's really, really awesome, and I like that as an option too. But if you're just starting out crocheting, go ahead and do the chain 3 and you'll join to the top of that chain when you finish the round. What we will do now is in the very next stitch, the very next double crochet, we will double crochet into that. And then in this chained space coming up right here, in this chained space, so we will be working into this opening right here, we will do 2 double crochets, and then we will chain 3, and then working still into that chain 3 space from the round before, we will do 2 double crochets. And then in the next 3 double crochets, we will just double crochet into the next 3. And then we will repeat this last section 3 times. So once again, we will do 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet, all into that chain space. And then we will double crochet into the next 3 stitches. We'll do that one more time, and then I'll show you how this round is finished. So in this very last chain space, we will do the 2 double crochet, the chain 3, and the 2 double crochet into that chain space again. But when we go to finish this round, we only have 1 stitch left to work into, so we will do 1 double crochet, which brings us back to that beginning. And we can join to the top of the chain 3. And now we are ready for the next round. You can see this is already kind of working up like a square, but don't worry, it won't be a square in the end. This is just the beginning of this. Now for round 3, we will chain 3, and this will count as our beginning double crochet stitch. Then we will double crochet into the next 3. And then in this chain space, we will double crochet, and then chain 2, do a slip stitch into that chain space, chain 2, and then double crochet, still working into that chain space. You kind of see it's going to take shape here. Then we will double crochet into the next 7. And then for this next step, we will just repeat that again, where we do a double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet, all into the chain space, and double crochet 7 around until we get to this last part. Now for this last section, we will do a double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch into that chain space, chain 2, and another double crochet into the chain space. And then we will double crochet into the last 3. And now we will join to our very first double crochet in the round. And now we are ready for round 4. Now we are on our last and our final round, which is round 4, which is nice because this is such a quick and easy project with 4 rounds, which is great for holidays since we're always busy. Instead of doing a chain 3 for our very first stitch, we are going to be skipping that, and we are also going to skip the next stitch. So in the third stitch in this round, we will double crochet 3. And in the very next stitch, we'll do the same. We will double crochet 3 again. And now we will skip the next double crochet stitch, and we are going to slip stitch across our 4 stitches that were a chain from the row before, from the round before. So we will do 1, 2, 3, and 4 slip stitches just across those chains. Then we will skip that next stitch, and we are going to do 3 double crochets into each of the next 2. And then we will, excuse me, and then we will skip this next one and do a slip stitch in the next stitch, skip the next stitch, and then do 3 double crochets into each of the next 2. And now we're going to repeat slip stitching across the 4 chain stitches from the round before and doing what we did here over here and again on our third side, and then we'll come back on our last side. We're going to skip the next double crochet and do 3 double crochets into the next 2. We'll do it into the next 2. And then to join this, we're going to skip the next, and we're going to slip stitch around where the round, about where the round started into our first. To kind of just join into that same area. And that will complete the body of this coaster. We're going to go ahead and pull that yarn. We can fasten it off. And we can also weave it in, which I will do in just a minute. First, I want to show you how to create the stem. We will start by chaining 12. And now we will double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. And I love to double crochet into the back hump because I feel like then we get that nice V on the opposite side. So I'm going to zoom in here so that you can see. When we do our double crochet into the back hump of that chain, we still have our V on that other side. And then I will double crochet into the next 4, working into those back humps. And then for these last stitches, we're going to half double crochet to kind of give it a little bit of a taper and shape. Now we can see that we have our cute little stem. We can go ahead leaving a tail so that we can weave one side in and also attach to our rogue crochet hook there. We can attach, leaving a tail so that we can attach to our shamrock body. So take your tapestry needle, and I like to attach where we started on our beginning chains because I feel like it looks kind of nice. And you'll simply take the stem and sew it, attach it with your yarn needle to the body, which ends up being super, super cute. And I want to show you something about size difference. So for this video, I chose to do a larger one in a G hook because it's easier for you to see my stitches than working in an F hook. So you could always play with this and get the size of coaster you would like. This is great for either size, depending on what size of coffee mug you have. So either one will work. Whether you choose to work it with a G hook or with an F hook, it will look great. And the other thing to mention that I thought this would be super cute for, and I hope I have time to work up, is to create this as a hot pad. And I have a really cool idea for doing that. I just need to go to the store and get a little bit more yarn using a method that's on my blog. So stay tuned for that. I think it's going to be really fun. But I really hope you enjoy these coasters and you also have a little bit of luck.